Woo!
Yeah!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cooking with Nate. I'm Nate May, and you're going to be here cooking with me today. I'm really excited. Today's program, we're going to be making one of my favorite childhood dishes. It is a sloppy Joe. It's a wonderful sandwich because it gets messy. I've been a big fan of the philosophy: the messier the sandwich, the better it is. And here to cook with us today, here cooking with Nate today, I'd like to welcome my guests. My guest, Jessica Zodrow, welcome back. And then introducing to the show, we have Jason Hayes and Presley, his daughter.
Woo, hello.
Round of applause, there we go. There we go. Welcome, you excited to be cooking with me today?
Yeah, absolutely. So is the sandwich, the sloppier the better, is that like your entire life motto or just your motto for sandwiches?
I would say my motto for sandwiches, although, I mean, honestly, it could be for life. It depends on your definition of sloppy, I guess.
That's a really good.
My life is completely improvised. It's completely sloppy. Nothing planned. All right, you all ready to get started?
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go over the ingredients real quick. What you're going to need today for the Sloppy Joes, here we go. We got this fun graphic over here. There we go. Thanks to John Tim, our tech guy. Let's give it up for John. Here we are. All right, you're going to need a pound of ground beef or meat substitute. You know, like you could use ground turkey, ground chicken, ground pork. You could use TVP or some soy substitute, but 1 pound of the ground meat. Next, and then we're going to need a 1/4 cup of small diced onion, 1/4 cup of small diced green pepper. We're going to need 2 cloves of minced garlic, a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. We're going to need a tablespoon of brown sugar, tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon of yellow mustard, a 1/4 cup of tomato paste. Now, if you don't have tomato paste, you could also use ketchup or barbecue sauce. Those are fun substitutions for tomato paste. You're going to need a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of pepper, 1/2 cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese is what we're going to be using today, but if you have your favorite cheese, you could shred that on top. You're also going to need a couple of buns, you know, a tablespoon of butter, and finally pickles.
Hey now, there's my kids here.
This is a family-friendly show.
It is a family. I've got a couple of buns right here. A couple of Kaiser rolls. There we go.
A couple of buns.
Couple of buns. We're actually going to start off with those. We're going to toast them first, but we're going to do a pan toasting of the buns. Ooh. Now, if you wanted to use your broiler, your toaster oven, or a toaster for these, you know, that's fine. But the way I like to toast buns for sandwiches, especially a sandwich like the Sloppy Joe, you're going to turn your pan on.
Okay, we're cooking now, so be careful, okay, sweetie?
Okay, we're going to turn that on to a medium to high heat, like medium-high to high heat, not fully on high.
Not fully on high, okay. Cool.
And you're going to let your pan heat up for about, you know, give it a good 30 seconds to a minute.
I'm warming up the buns with my hands. Presley, do you have a question?
Oh. Here, you want the buns?
You're counting the second. She's counting the second.
You're counting the seconds?
I'm eating this.
No,
yeah.
Babe.
Put the butter in.
We got 2 minutes. Well, we gotta wait till we're told. Ooh, these look fun.
Yeah, you can go ahead and add the butter to the pan.
Okay.
Add a tablespoon of butter. 1 tablespoon of the Kerrygold butter that I had provided for you.
Oh, I love a Kerrygold.
4. These little lines are tablespoons, right?
Yes. Okay. And once the butter's melted,
it's hot.
that's when I'm going to add these buns to the pan.
This is a really basic question. You're putting them face down. You're opening the bun. You're opening the
bun and face down into the butter. You're going to want to sop up that butter.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Let's get it melted.
Sop it up.
No, we don't.
And just kind of rotate the buns a little bit in the pan. Make sure they're getting
Still
toasted
gotta melt
evenly.
my butter.
What?
Our butter's not melted.
Yeah, we still gonna melt it.
Melt.
Still melting the butter. That is perfect.
Melt.
We can banter while you melt your butter melt.
Yeah, it's the butter melt.
How's your day, Jason and Presley? How's your
I
day?
don't.
Dun, 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 dun.
How's your day? You're just asked a question, sweetie. I'll stir while you talk.
What?
You were asked a question.
Did you go to school today, Presley?
Yeah. And I also
Yeah?
went to my
Did
friend's
you-
house.
Oh, what did you do with your friend today?
I was like walking around and it was like raining. I was like walking around trying to find a friend.
Oh, did you find them in the
Can I
rain?
have a bun, please?
Yes, sir.
No. Because I
There
went
we
to
go.
all my friends' houses. But none of
Sweet.
them. No.
Now you're going to want to toast the bun about the same toastness as you would a grilled cheese sandwich. If
Okay.
that makes sense to you.
Grilled
Just
cheese.
a light brown golden toasting.
You know, my husband makes grilled cheese sandwiches with mayonnaise instead of butter.
Ooh, that's a
It
fun
is
substitution.
so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
it is
He like
so
puts
good.
the mayonnaise on the outside of the bread and then toasts it and then in the pan and then adds all the cheese
It
or
is
whatever.
so good.
Mwah. As a
Ooh, that
Texan,
sounds
I'm like,
delicious.
as
Yeah,
a-
I've lived up my whole. I have
Here we
like
go.
I've grown up my whole life eating that as my grilled cheese.
Yeah.
There we
I
go.
love
There's the toastiness you want to look for. There we go. Go
Ooh.
a little bit up to the camera.
See?
Do I have
Little
that?
toastiness.
Not quite.
Once
I want to try.
once your buns are toasted, you could turn your pan off
Ooh, not yet. Not
Turn
yet.
it.
and just move your buns to the plates.
Move your buns. Now,
Your
stop.
Kaiser
Move
rolls,
buns.
if you will.
I love a bun. I think a bun pun is real fun.
It's good. It's
That's
good.
what I'm
It's good. Yeah, it is. Look at it.
We all love a good bun pun.
Really? I mean, it's just delightful.
Oh, a little,
And we
oh,
gotta
that
get
was
our
good.
buns
That one.
here.
That one. That one. Yummy.
That needs a little more, I think.
I'm toasting extra buns because, Nate, I will say, you are delightful in how much ingredients you give us. And I always make more. It always makes more than I expect. And
Yeah, Sean
so
asked if
I'm
this is
excited.
what we're having for dinner.
Yeah, are you having it
Absolutely.
for dinner?
Probably.
Wait, there's a
Good late
Great.
lunch, early dinner, maybe.
So,
There we go. There we go.
I got one. With that one. I got that
You
one.
call that one? Okay, and then stove off, right?
That looks so good.
It
Just a reminder that this is family friendly there, Jessica.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We,
I-
we,
Presley, I
she
hope I
wasn't paying
haven't offended
attention.
Okay.
She was licking her bun to claim it. So
Okay,
I don't know if you've ever done that, but
No,
I would have to say that in the steps of cooking, that is always optional
yeah, sure,
to lick to claim things.
sure. Especially cooking for other people.
Absolutely.
Nate, as a
yeah.
chef, do they teach you that in cooking school? Like lick your food to claim it?
Yes, they teach you to lick your food to claim it. Also lick your fingers so that you don't have to lick everything. This way you pre-lick it. No, you want to make sure that your hands are clean is what they teach you in school. So
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
I hope so.
all right, once
Okay.
your buns are toasted, how we doing on those the toasted
Ours
buns?
are done. Ours are
Ours are
done.
done.
I'm good.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Yep.
Now we're going to turn off the pan, and then
Okay.
we're going to move
Let's
over
pay
to the
attention.
garlic. You're going to need to chop up. I would say
Garlic.
the recipe says 2. I have 3 cloves of garlic here because even when I write and create my own recipe, I always put more garlic in than the recipe says. That's just
Yeah.
standard.
Garlic.
I think
Lots.
it's right now. Okay.
Yes, please. Nate,
how
we're
do
just
I-
like mincing.
How-
Yeah.
I still have to get the garlic out of the little thing, so I need you to. How do I don't? Yeah. Can you help me?
Well, a fun way to get the garlic out of the bowl is to take the tip of the knife and pry open just a piece of. I jumped ahead a little
Like
bit.
this?
I don't have my-
Like that?
my
Like
phone
that?
Here, but
Like go down in the middle and then.
yeah, just
that,
kind
and do
of
that?
pry it open and You could also just cut right into it. You know, just give a cut right into the bulb of garlic and pull out a few pieces.
Nate, I remembered a trick, and I don't know if this is if you do the same thing. But Jason, once you get the little bulbs out, if you take the flat, use your knife as like a flat tool.
Okay.
So smash it, and that will open up, and it's like a little treasure trove. Yes, go ahead, Nate. You're the expert.
I would like to just say be careful while doing that, that the knife doesn't slip, or that you don't shoot the garlic across the room. But yeah, I know a lot of people, and I do the same thing. It's just you cut into the garlic and then give it a good press down with the knife. There we go. Garlic press.
Little garlic press in.
And this little skin, I'm supposed to take
this up here.
This little skin, I'm supposed to take off, right? Yeah.
I want to take off something.
Little paper. I thought you hated the way it smelled. Go for it. Your finger's gonna smell like it for like 100 years.
It's gonna be delicious, Presley.
And she doesn't like garlic.
She
You're gonna
tried
ward off
though.
some vampires.
All right.
Yes, that's very important.
God, don't touch your eyes, sweetie. That'll burn.
I touched it with this one.
Oh, that's good. Well, maybe don't touch your eyes at all.
That was my
Yes, it's
you're
important
cooking?
when cooking to avoid touching your eyes or your face in general.
Why?
Germs?
Well, this way you don't get anything in your eyes or in your nose or in your ears that you don't want to.
Call. Good call.
Because sometimes things in the kitchen will burn you.
Yeah. Not just fire.
Not
Yeah.
just fire.
Other
Man, I'm
things.
still taking
burn?
the freaking paper off, y'all.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
You're doing
I cheated.
fantastic.
Thank you. Oh, you got that? Oh.
We'll just keep the banter going. I actually
That one's done.
touched my. Speaking of burn, I have a tiny burn on my arm from the
Wait, let me
pan.
see.
From just now? From toasting the buns?
Yep. And I'm not the child. I am the adult that have burned myself on a pan. So everyone,
You're a perpetual child. Now,
We're
in a good way. In a
professionals.
good way. What?
yes.
Professionals.
You're professionals? Okay.
Oh, thank you, Presley. I appreciate being
sorry.
called a professional. no, I appreciate
Oh wait,
that.
sorry. Dad is the professional, and Jessica and everybody else. Not
Uh-huh.
me.
Thanks for
We're
the vote of
not
confidence.
professionals. I
No, you
love
guys
it.
are not me.
No, not him, but everybody else.
Oh, no. I
You
might
wish it
be
was-
pretending.
Because he literally, when I asked him to make me lunch, he says,
Hey, now.
like, I said, hey, will you
What
make
story are
me
you about to tell?
So
What's happening?
and so, and he said,
Uh-huh.
no, because I always mess your guys' food up.
What?
Oh, yeah.
That's true. That's true.
The
But if you
reason-
want me to bake,
Presley, the
I'm a good
reason-
baker.
I can't bake. I cannot bake. Don't
Well-
ask me to bake. So Jason can bake.
I'm a
Nate
really
can
good
teach us
baker.
how to cook.
All right. Well, while Jason is
Okay.
chopping up his garlic, we're gonna move on to the green pepper.
Great.
You're gonna remove all of the pith and seeds from the pepper.
I
Okay.
want to do that.
Okay, here you go.
Yay!
Let's get you a little knife.
Get in there.
Where's that little yellow
Yeah,
knife?
just
Go find
I'll
that.
get it.
Take it.
Yeah,
Find the little yellow
the
knife.
seeds,
where it is.
Yeah.
pith.
What is pith? Is that white stuff?
That is the white stuff. It's really bitter. So
Yeah.
if you leave it in, it tends to affect the flavor of the food. So
Put that on the juice strainer.
When we get to the chopping, what are we looking for in the chop with the tiny, dicing it or?
yeah, we're going to go for a small dice, and you can achieve that by cutting quarter-inch strips. Quarter-inch strips of a. Here we go. We'll go give it up to the cam, and then cutting those
Let
down
me do it. I want to
into
do it.
little quarter-inch dices. There we
Great.
are.
I'm just getting it started for you, sweetie.
It's very satisfying. It's like a crunchy, juicy.
Okay. Okay.
Delicious.
See the little ridges? You can cut out the
Okay,
ridges.
okay.
Yeah. Look at that.
I know how to do it.
Presley,
Like
you
this?
got it?
Like right here.
But keep your other hand away from the knife.
One ridge out.
100 years ago, when I worked at the corporate offices of Whole Foods in Austin, they gave us we were allowed to, it's like a team building thing. We took a cooking class, which was pretty cool.
Oh.
And I was even a worse cook then. That was like 2005. So imagine, I don't know, somehow I was worse. And we were cooking something with an onion, and I was like, couldn't figure out how to like do the onion. And so she showed me the thing where you like cut it and then do it and then and then I'm not explaining it well, but you know, Nate. It's like you section it off. Yeah. And so she taught me that. And she's like, yeah, keep your knuckles there and hold the knife like this. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. I feel so much safer. Slice.
Oh, right into your finger.
Literally right as I was saying, I feel safer now.
Oh, no.
I got
Looks
the
like the
Band-Aid
world
and the glove.
doesn't agree with you.
So,
Did you get blood on your onion? That's my question.
I don't know. Maybe. Oh, that's good, sweetie.
Okay. How are we doing over there with the peppers and garlic and such?
Sorry, I forgot what the pepper is supposed to be. Presley's on the pepper, so
It's going to be the tiny, like, little dice, like...
you want the
make
peppers
it
diced
Small
too?
dice.
Okay.
And we're going to cut about that same size for the onions as well.
Mm-hmm,
Wait,
okay.
these?
I hope this show's 3 hours long because that's about how long it'll take me to do all that. not sure though. Not sure the length of this bad boy.
I'll do the cutting.
We'll take as long as we need to.
Awesome. For the director's cut, stick around for Jason's Sloppy Joes on June 8th.
Coming soon to a kitchen near you.
2022. What? Okay. Oh, this is strong.
But you know what's funny? I was just thinking, so the very first Cooking with Nate that we did, I was in this kitchen, which is my home kitchen. And then the second one, I was in Jason and Presley's house, a different house. And then the last time, you saw me in the same kitchen that you now see Jason and Presley.
No. Sorry to interrupt you. We're about to have cord management issues.
Yeah, cord management is a lot.
There's a lot. We're getting wireless. If we do this again, which we'd love to. Whoa, that's a big knife for you. I will find some cordless options because that will make my life a little less stressful.
Gorgeous.
I'm doing this part. No,
Sweetie,
I want to do this.
you're not using this giant knife. I'm sorry.
No, that's why we brought the yellow knife.
So we're switching places?
Yes.
Okay, well then how about I move this over there instead of us switching? Let's move cutting
There we
boards.
go.
So, Nate, how much of the
take mine?
onion am I chopping?
I would say do about half of the onion. So we're going to do just, you cut off the ends, peel it, and then cut it up in a nice small dice.
Okay.
There we go. We'll give you a 1/4-inch dice there.
Nice. Thank you.
And just there we are.
Nate, what is it that you remember? Like, do you remember a time when you had a sloppy Joe as a kid?
Oh, absolutely. It was just, to me, it was one of those fun nights where it was just because eating was one of those things that, you know, my mom did her best to instill like manners in us kids growing up, but it was just one of those things that it was acceptable to get messy eating this, and it was, you know, to sit there across from family members and everyone have sloppy Joe all over their face and hands, and you know, you're just giggling and enjoying it as you eat. It's, you know, as a child, like I don't remember the childhood flavor of a sloppy Joe. It's not like, oh, this tastes exactly like my childhood. It was more of the memory of holding it without it falling apart or just, bringing it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It was just a fun experience.
I bet I could recreate that experience from when I was a child by getting a straight up can of manwich, and then that was my mom's style of cooking was straight up manwich, and then she would always get the wrong beef. Like she would get like too fatty of beef, like 80-20 or something. So my mom was like, I get my cooking skills from my mom, and yeah. So it was always like greasy manwich. So I'm excited about this.
Well, the history of sloppy joes is I'm going to say early in the 20th century in Sioux City, Iowa.
Looks good.
Sioux City, Iowa. There was a chef named Joe. This is a cook named Joe, and he had on his menu a loose meat sandwich. He referred to it as a loose meat sandwich.
This is family friendly. Don't say loose meat.
Oh, stop it, Jessica. Stop it.
What? What did she say? What did she say?
Well, you're the one. You're not listening.
We were just talking about loose meat sandwiches.
Yeah. And Joe, where was he from?
I mean.
It was from Iowa.
Where was he from again?
Yeah.
Iowa. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Sioux City, Iowa. It's just one of those Midwestern dishes that found its way all across the country.
And you said he had a restaurant, or just? Yeah,
he was a cook in a pub. This technically falls under pub fare.
Totally.
A sloppy Joe sandwich.
Hey guys,
You don't really see sloppy joes at pubs anymore, though. Like,
tell me a story about the bald sandwich thingy.
What?
Oh yeah. Now we're telling secrets.
It's interesting because I completely associate them with hot lunches at school. Because my mom liked to pack lunch, but we would get to choose one day a week where we get the hot lunch. If it was sloppy joes, I was in, man. Like you're saying, both of yours, like it was that juicy meat. And then in connection with that, I just think of Adam Sandler and the late Chris Farley.
Oh, yeah. Sloppy
Joe. Did you say Adam
Sloppy Joe.
Sloppy Joe.
Yeah.
Did you say Adam Sandler?
The lunch lady.
There are so many seeds in this green pepper. It's like they're multiplying. They're like breeding.
Right? And and they just go everywhere.
Oh my gosh. I'm like,
I did not put a compost bowl next to me, so I'm just having. Speaking of sloppy,
I just grabbed my compost bin.
You
That garlic
make a good
is
sandwich if it's sloppy.
That garlic is just going to turn to paste at any minute, Presley. I think it's probably pretty good.
No,
It's good in chops.
not good.
She's really.
Presley, can you show us your garlic? Can you show it to us?
If you bring the thing down here,
Here, I'll help you hold it up.
get the knife off there.
Oh well, that looks good.
Yeah.
No,
That's looking good.
more.
More?
I need the big
The professional.
powder.
The professional. I don't know if it's going to go to powder. It's a little wet for powder. Professional chef said it looks amazing. So let's
That looks perfect there, Presley. You're doing a great job.
It looks perfect. So let's move on. Okay.
Okay.
Boo.
What's our next step, Nate?
All right. Once we have the onions, peppers, and garlic
Can I cut them?
diced up, the next step we're going to take is we're going to go back to our pan. We're going to turn this once again to a medium to medium-high heat.
Do I want to cut
You
it like
don't want
this?
it all the way on high.
You want it like the garlic?
Okay, let's do this. This is going to be a little bit harder.
There we are. We're going to add just a little bit of butter. Now you can also add just instead of butter, if you wanted to use like say a half teaspoon of olive oil or any other cooking oil, I would say that would be acceptable.
Okay.
What wouldn't be acceptable, Nate?
I would say motor oil wouldn't be acceptable.
Yes. Yes.
Cooking
Or,
with
I
Nate.
mean, you could use coconut oil. Coconut oil is good, but then you'll take
Such
on
a
that coconut flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's certain oils that have certain flavors to them, so it depends on if you want that flavor in your food or not.
Yeah, my son is in high school, and he did a project recently where it was about
Oh yeah.
it was cookies, and it was
He had to add applesauce.
yeah, he replaced the eggs with applesauce to see like how much they would spread. It's a physics class, and he did one regular and then one replaced the applesauce to eggs, and then he did one that was double applesauce. And then he did one with no applesauce. And the one with no applesauce was just like a crumbly thing, right? It like
It
didn't
just fell
come together.
apart. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's no. And he was like, and he had to measure them before they were baked and after or whatever. And
he did it with his girlfriend.
and I was like, I'm not sure you can bake those crumbly ones. And he's like, I gotta bake them. So he put
He has
just like
to.
piles of crumbles on the thing, and they were not good.
No, that
Once
sounds-
No, here, can we come back?
once you have your saute pan heated back up and the butter's melted, we're gonna go ahead and add the minced garlic. We're gonna add the peppers and onions
all at once.
all at once.
Okay.
Add all those fun ingredients.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mmm.
Give it a little stir.
You're doing great. Huh?
Sam chocolate.
Give it a little salt,
Salt.
You cut
a little
yourself?
salt and pepper.
Be careful.
Lovely.
Now, for those of you cooking at home, and you're thinking to yourself, I like red peppers and I don't like green peppers. Sure, you could use red peppers, you could use jalapeno peppers, you could leave peppers out completely. Same thing with the onions. You could decide that you wanted to use shallots or leeks or red onions. Today I'm using a yellow onion because I like that nice mild flavor.
I'm just gonna go in there.
I love the choices. It's nice.
So say goodbye. Presley's done.
Oh,
Aw.
Press.
I'll be
Thank you
back.
for cooking. Okay. You'll be
I'm
back?
going to be back in a little. I just want to play with my
Okay.
friends for a while.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you for being here. You're amazing.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks for cooking with me.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Now what you're
Now
looking
it's
for
not
now.
family friendly. I'm just kidding. Sorry, go ahead.
What'd you say,
Still
Jessica?
family friendly. You're gonna want to cook these down until the onions soften and become a little translucent. Same thing with the
Okay.
peppers. But you don't want to brown them. You don't want to cook them so much that they start to brown
Okay.
because you're going to be adding the meat in soon.
Okay, so
So
I'm
I'd say
behind.
cook this for about a minute to 2 minutes, depending on how high your burner is.
I am behind Nate, so I've just chopped my onion. I'm getting to my pepper. You want the whole pepper diced?
Yes, the whole pepper can be diced.
And then after I'm done, I'm gonna melt some more butter and then saute the onions and peppers at the same time.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you. I was trying to catch
Yes,
up.
yes. And you said, and garlic as well, Jason. You put it all the saute at once.
All at the same
When you're
time.
ready.
Okay. Just throw it in at the same time. Okay.
Yeah, throw them all in at the same time. Ooh, this is smelling delicious.
It really is.
You can do it yourself. You can do it yourself.
Mmm.
And the smell
It's
of
like
onions
sweet.
and garlic and butter.
It's both sweet and spicy at the same time. I really enjoyed it. The smell.
Hmm.
And mine, you know, it doesn't normally happen, Nate, but mine looks exactly like yours right now. And I'm like, how did I do that? Because usually
Well,
at
you're
this point
cooking
I'm
with
like, you're good teacher.
Maybe be back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Or every time it comes up, I just have to sing, Sloppy Joe, Sloppy Joe. I hope that's not copyright.
It is. I'm sure it is.
Okay.
Okay, we're just gonna owe Adam Sandler a lot of money at the end of this.
No, just go up a third, just like Sloppy Joe, Sloppy Joe. See, similar but different notes.
That was so pretty. That was so pretty.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Nate,
Well-
was that not pretty?
I would say that would fall under double pretty.
Oh, hey.
Preaching.
Speaking of double pretty, Jason, I gave a listen to your new podcast with
you
Erica
did?
Mighty, Antique Tea.
Antique tea.
I thought it was fantastic,
Thank you.
but I still think it's something you're still doing, correct?
Yeah. We finished the first series, which is like 8 episodes. The 7th episode is like published tomorrow, and then we started recording the next series, which is about a crazy Korean 18th century prince in Korea.
Ooh.
And that's all because I go in going knowing nothing. Like, I'm a moron. Erica's like a genius, and I'm a moron. And that's our dynamic.
But you know what you also bring is witty comments, and
Yes.
you make me laugh so hard I snort every
Well,
time.
these people
Oh,
were
yes.
nuts. Like,
You are
these
hilarious,
people were
Jason.
nuts. Thank you very much. Like, it's
All right,
really easy.
right about
just
now,
to-
I'm going to add the ground beef.
Okay. And all of
Add
it.
the-
We're putting all of it in.
All of it. You're going to add the 1 pound of ground meat.
Nate, on this ground turkey, do I need to like chunk it up first? Because it's in these like ribbons.
You can chunk it up as if you look at my pan, you're gonna have the same thing happen. You're gonna have this one chunk where you're gonna break it up in the pan as it starts to cook. It'll be easier to break up.
Chunk it up.
Okay,
Oh, Jason, tell the people what this time what you're talking about, who you and Erica are talking about currently on the podcast.
currently we're talking about Mary Shelley, who wrote Frankenstein, and her husband Percy Bysshe Shelley, and he was a very famous poet. And then their sort of, can I curse on this thing? Yeah, I'm such a cursor. You said it was family friendly, so I don't want to. Their quite messed up relationship with Lord Byron, who's also a poet, and like sort of all their lives, and then leading up to the summer that they spent together in 1816, which was the inspiration for her writing. That's the summer she started writing Frankenstein. Was the dysfunctional relationship that the three of them had, plus her sister.
Wow.
Plus her sister.
Yes, yes.
Her sister Claire. Yeah,
Would
these
you
people
say
were.
that would you say they are sloppy and messy?
Oh my god. These people, like, I can't even with them. Like, they're nuts. And like, yeah, like, it's funny because people don't talk about that. There's, Mary Shelley is, revered as such a. She is the best human in the bunch, though. I mean, like, I will say. But, Percy and Lord Byron are, these revered as these amazing poets, and they were. Their poetry is amazing. But they were also sort of horrible people.
Well, they had a lot. They had money, right? So that's a part of it.
Like, yes and no. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, Lord Byron
But I
had
guess,
nobility, but he didn't have any money. Yeah.
Nate, is this the part where we might need to add some water? 'Cause I'm noticing my current mixture is pretty dry. Is that okay?
If it's too dry, I wouldn't add water at this stage quite
Okay.
yet.
Great.
If you do need to add a little bit of oil or just a little bit more butter,
Okay.
Yeah.
are you finding that
Nice.
it's starting to burn or brown too quick?
It's just like, I'm just going to put a little oil in. Just a little.
Just a little bit.
Have an idea.
Yeah.
Butter. I vote butter, Jessica. But I'm from Texas, so
Yeah.
yeah. We don't mess around with
I just
butter.
like it real sloppy, but I know we're getting there. I know, because we haven't added the tomatoes yet, the tomato paste yet.
It's not sloppy enough for you, Jessica? Jeez.
No, I like a real sloppy, real messy. Like my life.
So I'm finally heating up my pan.
Wonderful. You're going to heat it to about a medium high to high.
Okay, so a little higher than we did the bread.
Yeah, a little high, in between medium and high. So that medium high
There's a
range.
little line on my stove. That's cute. That's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to guess. I honestly don't know if I've ever used this stove, to be honest.
As the meat's browning, you want to use a spoon or spatula to break up the chunks.
Mm-hmm. Break up.
So what would you
I'm
use if
enjoying
you were a
breaking
Chunks.
What would you use if you were a vegetarian?
I would use TVP or textured veggie protein.
Okay. Cool.
You wouldn't have to break that up at all. You would just have to saute that. I would add that into the onion, garlic, and
Right.
pepper mixture. Just give it a little bit of browning if I'm using the TVP
Yeah.
before adding
yeah.
the rest of the ingredients.
Yeah, we eat vegetarian a fair amount, and we use, what is that? It's like corn with a Q. That brand, you ever use that?
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if it's TVP. I don't know what it is, but it's basically like ground meat, sort of. Anyway.
Yeah, it's a similar meat substitute.
Yeah. It crumbles like ground meat.
And since I live with my folks and they don't eat red meat, I'm doing turkey, Jason. That's what I'm cooking right now. It's the ground turkey.
Yum. Cooking with turkey. I'm not a huge turkey fan. I mean, like, if you made this with turkey, I probably wouldn't know the difference, you know? But, like, Thanksgiving time, I'm like, meh.
Yeah, I feel like the other dishes of Thanksgiving I'm always way more into than the turkey.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Oh, my God, the veggies are in the pan. It's so exciting.
Oh,
Yeah, look at you, Jason. You're doing
I'm
it.
like literally cooking now. I can't imagine what was slowing me down before.
oh no. You are perfect in your timing. You are exactly where you need to be.
I love her. I just was like watching her chop, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to leave this broadcast and go to the emergency room.
Oh, well,
But she was actually doing really great. She like killed that garlic.
She did. That garlic
Yeah.
looks awesome.
Yeah.
does Presley often help out in the kitchen?
Oh, she likes to bake more. She likes to bake with me. So yeah, she'll do that. But cooking wise, Sean is the cook. My husband's the cook, and so yeah, sometimes. But more baking. She really likes to bake with me, which I love to do.
This is looking so good. I think my turkey is cooked through, so I don't
You
know
think
if
you're
that
cooked
means
through?
something.
You're nice and brown? Because I'm right about there myself. My ground beef is nice and broken up. I still got some decent sized little chunks in there, but I like that in a sloppy joe.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's a different tune for you. Sloppy Joe.
So at this point, with the heat still on, you're going to add your half cup of tomato paste.
Okay.
You're going to add your tablespoon of apple cider vinegar,
Okay.
tablespoon of brown sugar, tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and teaspoon of yellow mustard.
And BT Dubs, Worcestershire sauce, is not vegetarian. You can get the vegetarian kind, but it is not. I did not know that. I was making something.
Yes.
I was making like a meatloaf or something, like a veggie meatloaf, and a good friend of mine is vegetarian, and I didn't know. I just was like, Worcestershire sauce, whatever. And yeah, there's like sardines in it or something.
Sardines or anchovies, one of those.
Yeah, it's a fish.
One of those little fishies.
Fish. Yeah.
Fish.
Yeah, I had no idea. But you can get
But
the
you're right,
veggie
they-
kind.
Yeah, they do make a vegan Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah.
All right, once you've added those ingredients, I know, Jason, you're probably not quite there yet.
No.
But Jess, if you're mixing it, give a thorough mix.
Okay.
And you're going to want to turn the heat down to medium low.
Okay.
Just let it simmer here. Just stir to make sure everything's all incorporated.
I am
Here, I'll bring
making a
it up to
mess.
the fun cam. There we go.
Ooh.
All that good
Yours
tomatoey
is
goodness.
Gorgeous.
I would
Did you say
imagine.
a tablespoon?
Sorry, Nate.
go
I
ahead,
would
Jason.
imagine that your girlfriend is just suspended from a wire with a webcam above the stove, right?
No, it's,
That's how you get that shot. Is that how you get that shot?
that is exactly how it's actually John Tim.
Nice.
John
Nice.
Tim is
Okay.
up there.
Just like Mission
Like
Impossible
Spider-Man?
style. Mission Impossible
Yeah.
style with a webcam. Yeah. That's the only way to really get that shot.
I mean, it's logical to me, Jason, that is what's happening. And I
It's
hope
what?
that John Tim is also, that's logical. I mean, that's the only way.
Yeah.
And I hope that John Tim is also wearing like a Spider-Man outfit while doing it.
That's funny.
Just adding a little salt and pepper here as it's simmering down.
Okay, when everything's translucent, then I add the meat, the block of meat, right?
Yes, add your
Correct.
block of meat.
Black of meat. Oh my god, it's hard to get out of this little package. Sponsored by Simple Truth.
Oh my gosh.
I love Simple Truth.
What did you say?
I said I love Simple Truth on the Kroger brand, right?
Oh yeah.
The Fred Meyer brand. Yeah, I buy a lot of this stuff.
Maybe we could get them to sponsor us.
Yeah, seriously. So I don't turn it down when I add the meat, right? I keep it up on medium high.
You keep it up on medium high.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
There's bound to be watchers out there that are at my
Oh, yeah.
my portion of the cooking show. So it's good. They get the little repeat.
Yeah, that's exactly what I appreciate about having guests do this, online like this is, you are going to be just a little bit behind, and which is understandable. It gives me a chance to repeat the directions. It gives the people at home watching this as they're cooking a chance to, look ahead while they're following me, but then be at your pace and know that they're still doing a good job.
Well, and I think especially speaking from the truth of being a horrible cook, I appreciate having the time and not having it be like, even though people are now watching me, which should give me more anxiety, but because you're here, Nate, I feel less anxiety around being in the kitchen.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Yeah.
How you looking over there, Jess?
I am like, it's looking like I could eat this. And it's smelling amazing. Oh, there's the family dog behind me there. That's Ajax. He's very grumpy. He's probably smelling the deliciousness, though, of this sloppy Joe.
Now, just as a side tip, if you're cooking at home and you notice that it's a little too thick, you could add a little bit of water to it just to thin it out a little bit and maybe turn your heat down a little bit because the heat's probably a little too high if it's thickening up too quick. All right, at this point, I'm good and done. I just turned the heat off.
Okay.
And at this point, I'm just I'm not mixing it in, but I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of the shredded cheddar on top, little shreddy cheddar.
I'm almost ready for that. But you're doing it right in there. You're not scooping it out. You're just putting the cheese on.
I'm putting the cheese on just so what's going to happen right now is I turn the heat off. The residual heat is going to start to melt this. For me on the sandwich, just having the cheese slightly melted as I build the sandwich is nice. It holds the texture of the cheese, the chunks, the flavors of the cheese without becoming too incorporated into the sloppy Joe. Now, if you wanted to stir it up and get the cheese all mixed in and gooey, that's also perfectly acceptable as well.
I like your idea of just like, yeah, when you mix in cheese, all the texture goes. I like that.
I love it. Like on a sandwich, I love a good half melted cheese. I mean,
it's like
unless you're melting it all the way and but yeah, holding that cheesy texture.
Cheesy texture.
Oh, I'll show. Oh, that comes back to me. Again, Nate, I look like you this time, so I'm going to show off when it's my turn again.
Oh, that's looking good there, Jess.
Whoa,
yeah, as I dump it.
Just dump it all over the place.
That's amazing. The poor dog.
That was almost. Oh my gosh, yeah, the dog would go crazy. Also, I've just been eating. I love that you got the bread and butter pickles.
Oh yeah. To me, like sandwiches and pickles, like either the pickle on the side or a pickle on the sandwich. But to me, it's not a sandwich without a pickle.
What is your favorite sandwich, Nate?
What am I? Well, that's a
what is your favorite sandwich? I one of them. I mean, you don't have to like really. Like
no, I mean, I love a good. I love a good steak sandwich or a banh mi. A banh mi is great with the Asian style in there. Well, I just saw a comment come up on the TV asking if I'd put a lid on it at this point. You can put a lid on it to keep it warm, to melt the cheese on top. I'm not. I'm just letting the residual heat just slightly melt the cheese on top. You see how, I'm just going to bring this up a little bit. See how it's starting to melt in there, but you still have these firm pieces of cheese? Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised. It does work, y'all that are asking that question. I thought I should put a lid on, but the cheese is just perfect.
So I'm having difficulty breaking up this meat. Like, I don't know.
Get in there. Here. Jason, chunk it.
I am. I'm like exhausted.
Yeah, it takes a little.
Oh no.
What happened if you give it a minute? Let the heat brown the meat a little bit on the one side, then flip it over and break it up from there.
Yeah.
I found that technique of.
How small does it like? Can you show me? Can you show me yours?
Here, I'll show you. Here, I'll bring it up as far as like some of the chunks.
Yeah.
Okay. So meaty chunks.
Okay, I'm not too far off because I still have a lot of pink, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Good. All right. While Jason's finishing up his meat, I'm going to go back over to the toasted buns.
Finish that meat.
Good.
We're going to take a few of these bread and butter pickles. Just there we go. We're going to put them right here.
I'm going to put my buns over here. Yeah.
On the bun. I like to get a good layer. Just enough to make the dogs bark. He's going nuts. He's like, "Oh, your pickles on the sandwich."
Was that Stanley or Arlo? That was barking.
It was Arlo. Yeah, it's
Arlo.
What's your favorite sandwich, Jessica?
Oh gosh. Honestly, it's so funny. We were just talking about not liking turkey, but I love like a deli turkey sandwich with bacon, avocado, really crisp lettuce, and I like a Dijon. Yeah, like a club.
Okay.
Yeah, but it could also be a sub, as long as it's turkey and the bread's good and the bread's crunchy. Maybe cheese,
I love
maybe
a good
not.
deli hoagie.
Yeah, me too. New York.
Forget about it. Yes.
Yeah, good
Forget
East Coast sandwich where the bread's all good.
Yeah.
Some Wawa.
Oh, I was in
River-
Philadelphia. Yeah,
Oh
Wawa.
yeah, Wawa.
Wawa.
Oh my gosh, if Kristen was here, she would go. She would be so proud of
Oh my
us
God,
for mentioning
I love-
Wawa.
I used to go to Wawa all the time when I was in New York. We would like get out of the city just to go to Wawa.
It was like a special trip.
To a gas station sandwich shop. It's so weird that it's like it's so weird
good.
that it's so delicious, but it's a gas station sandwich shop. It's amazing.
Jason, what's your
All right.
favorite sandwich?
Either a Cuban, like a Cubana sandwich, or a Reuben. Oh, a Cuban Reuben.
Oh yeah.
Yes, arrive it.
I only like things that
Reuben.
rhyme. Yeah.
When you said Reubens in New York, I'm
Yeah.
going to New York, y'all, and I'm so excited. I'm going to eat a Reuben for you.
Eat a Cuban
Eat
too.
several.
Okay.
I'll eat a
Speaking of
Cuban.
pickles,
A Reuben, and then I'll make out with a man who's named either Cuban or Reuben,
nice.
or both. Or both, because I'm vaccinated. Sorry.
Woo, me too, baby. Me too.
Woohoo! That makes 3 of us.
Yes.
All right, here we go. So I just
Okay.
scooped up here. We'll give it to the top cam up here. There
Top
we go. I just
cam.
scooped
Oh
up
my
the
God.
cheesy goodness with the pickles. There we go. We got the lightly toasted bun. Just that lid just going on top there.
My God. I'm so excited.
Looks amazing. So it's just literally just pickles and then the meat?
Yeah. Well, pickles, the meat, and the cheese.
Yeah.
That layer of cheese, yeah.
Yeah, you'd already put that on. Yeah. Amazing.
And then,
How are
I
you
think
browning
I
up
did
over there,
this-
Jason?
Good, I guess. I don't know. Oh, my son and my husband are home. You
Yay,
do not
they
have to
can
come on
taste
camera.
your pickle,
Wait,
taste your.
you want to come on camera? No,
Come
he
on
doesn't.
over.
He doesn't. He doesn't. He
A
doesn't.
fun coaxing.
I love too that your pickles are spilling out. So I'm gonna.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Hey,
yes.
Sean,
I mean, I love
over here?
pickles on the side of a sandwich, but also I love pickles on a sandwich. So just
That's why I like
double
a
pickle.
Cuban. There's pickles on
Oh,
a
yeah.
Cuban. Yeah. Is that good?
I'm gonna
This is my
just-
husband, everybody. If you want to put these on, you can.
Sean!
You can't.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah, those on.
Hi!
Put those on. Yeah,
Let
they're
me
split.
throw this track.
Sean, come on over, Sean.
Yeah, he's gonna take over Presley's place.
Lovely.
She
I'm
abandoned
gonna
us.
take a bite of the meat and the cheese. It's steaming.
Okay,
I don't know
yeah.
if you can see that. Oh,
You missed it.
Oh,
You missed it.
Sloppy Joe,
Is that good and brown?
Sloppy Joe is all okay. I'm gonna do it.
Getting brown.
There we go. What do you think?
Oh, damn,
Right?
son, this is
So I'm done brown. Can you go back to the done being brown stage?
Okay, once you're done being brown, you're going to add the Worcestershire sauce,
Okay.
the yellow mustard, teaspoon of yellow mustard. You're going to add the tablespoon of brown sugar. You're
Okay.
going to add the salt, pepper, and the tomato paste.
Salt, pepper, tomato paste. Can you open the tomato paste?
And the apple cider vinegar. Tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. So you're basically adding all the ingredients that are left except for the cheese and the pickles.
Now I want to go serve these to people, but my parents will be back on. But I feel like a really good diner waitress right now. Just go out in the streets and be like,
Yes.
I made these sloppy joes just for you. Even though
Nothing
this
like-
bun's upside down, it's still
Nothing like a
tastes good.
random woman offering food on the street during COVID.
Oh,
Nothing
so,
better.
yeah.
Right?
Random,
Yeah.
a random sloppy Joe on the street. Hey, John, you want to come give this
How
a
much?
taste?
Is that a whole tablespoon?
Come give it a try.
John, taste it. Oh, it's so good. You know what I love? Is the brown sugar with the Worcestershire. It's like a lovely combination of that sweet and that sour.
Absolutely. Yeah.
John,
looks
bite
good. Doesn't
it.
Take a bite of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
do
ahead.
it.
Loose meat.
Loose meat sandwich.
Yeah.
Uh,
Put that loose pizza on
Things-
your face.
some other options to enjoy this. I've known people to use a fork and a knife, but I like chips or fries on the plate and then eat the sloppy sandwich over top of that and just create nacho kind of effect.
Oh my god.
Really good.
How
about
John
Sloppy Joe
approves.
poutine?
It's Sloppy Joe poutine.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what it is,
Yeah.
Sean.
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant.
Sloppy
You just
Joe
invented a
poutine.
dish, yeah. It was a tablespoon of paste, right?
The tomato paste is a half cup. So
Yeah.
Then that's
Yes.
how many tablespoons is that?
More than one.
I would say you can use. You can go ahead and use most of that can that I gave you. So
Cool.
that can's a 6-ounce can. We're looking at about 4 ounces. So we probably give it 3 or 4 tablespoons of the.
Gotcha.
Sean and Jason, you
tomato
look
paste.
great on camera together. You look great on camera together.
Oh, you guys are
Look
adorable.
at them. Oh.
I
And
thought you were gonna
Nate,
wipe it
you're
on my shirt.
engaged, right? You're gonna. Are you ever gonna do a cooking show with your fiance?
Possibly. Jenny loves to cook herself, but then she just loves watching me cook. She's a big fan of me cooking, so.
From
But
the
yeah, I'm
wire,
really
the
excited that we're
suspended wire.
engaged. I can't wait to marry that woman.
That's amazing. Congratulations. I'm just now learning that. That's incredible.
Oh, right. COVID times. Yeah, we don't see each other all the time. For the viewing audience, if you don't know, all of us fools work and play at Curious Comedy Theater here in Portland, Oregon in different capacities. So we normally, 16 months ago, used to see each other, like 3 times a week, 4 times a week.
Oh, absolutely.
Now we just pine over each other's presence.
Oh. Well, Jessica, while Jason's reducing his there we go. Mostly as Sean is doing the stirring.
I'm back.
You're back.
Oh yeah,
There we go.
should we talk about? So we talked about Jason and Erica's podcast. So Jason and I are also, and Erica are on a team called Filbert. And if you go to our web page, Filbert Improv Comedy, you will also see that we recently made a short film. It's called Gwen. It's 3 little stories about one woman's life, and it's a completely improvised film. That was directed by Kristen Shear and Luke Zwanziger. And it was a COVID-safe filming project that a bunch of improv nerds decided to make a film. And it's pretty good, I must
It's
say.
fun. I watched it. I really enjoyed it myself. Yeah.
I still need to watch
Jessica,
that.
Jessica, aside from Gwen, do you have any other things coming up or things to plug?
Well, I'll just continually plug Curious Comedy Theater's training center, which currently is all virtual. And we are going to have some free intro to improv classes coming up next week, which you can find on our website. I can't say what exactly is going to happen, but we're still virtual for now. And as the CDC and us figure stuff out, we're looking to slowly transition, I'm going to cry, back into having some in-person classes and possibly some shows like fall time, safe time, but it's happening. So Curious Comedy Theater, check us out everywhere. Sign up for an improv class. You won't regret it. Right, Jason? You took all the improv classes at Curious Comedy Theater.
I did. That's where I grew up. Improv.
Wonderful.
I didn't actually.
Would you
grow up
recommend it to the
Northeast
people?
MLK. Yeah,
Yes.
totally, of course. It's an amazing place, amazing people, good times. You'll learn a lot about yourself, and yeah. Does that look good, Sean? Here, will you show the studio
Here, let me
audience?
see. How you cooking over there? Oh, you're looking really good.
Yeah.
It's good and mixed in. Everything's good and mixed in. Cook down a little bit. Now I would just turn off the heat, sprinkle a little of the shredded cheddar on top.
Do it. Do
So
it. Do
he
it.
spreads just cheddar on top and doesn't mix it in, so it like melts, but it still keeps that like texture. Which I was like, oh, that's brilliant. Packaging.
Kitchen scissors.
Yep.
Sean, I love your tie-dye. That tie-dye looks real nice on you.
Thank you.
You're
It's my
welcome.
spring break purchase.
So was this. We bought this at the same time. Sun River.
Oh,
It's the most comfortable
Me
sweatshirt
too.
I've owned.
it looks real comfortable
Yeah, it's
and
really
stylish. Nate, do you have anything that you want to share with the people?
Well, the only thing is next month, the next Cooking with Nate, which is the third Thursday of every month. So when we get into June, I'm going to show everyone and possibly cook along with some of you how to make caponata. Now, caponata is one of my favorite summertime salad dishes. It's a roasted eggplant and pepper salad. It usually goes on top of a bruschetta or bruschetta, depending on where you're from. But yeah, it's delightful cold dish that that we're gonna make. So I'm excited to share that recipe with you next time on Cooking with Nate. I'm also excited for when things do start to open back up to get back into Curious and start doing shows again. Yeah. I see you crossing your fingers, but
we are. It's all happening.
There's the pickles on
It's
the
also
bottom.
just a lot of stuff. John Tim knows about it. Stacy Halal knows about it. They're the ones right now helping us make this happen. So I just want to say thank you to Stacy Halal and
Yes.
John Tim. And I think Dana, I don't know, is Dana here or Dana's helping?
The internet.
yeah, Dana's been editing trailers, and Dana did the graphic that we had. There we go, the Sloppy Joe
Amazing.
graphic for us, and then there we go,
Amazing.
did that one too. So thanks to Dana Murphy for that.
Yes.
There we go.
Sean's over here loading the pickles. We're finally done.
Loading the pickles,
Oh my gosh.
wonderful.
Load the pickles. Load the pickles. All the pickles.
Okay, I feel like here we got the
I eat a pickle.
cheesiness.
There we go. Yeah, looking good.
Yeah, I kind of want that to melt a little bit more. I like it a little. Actually,
Oh, that's loud crunching.
Some pickle crunches. That's how I keep in shape, is pickle crunches.
Yep.
yeah, me
That's
too.
how I got these abs.
Yeah. Deep fried pickle crunches.
I love this
Deep fried pickles are
pickle.
delicious.
Do you prefer spears or slices of the deep fried?
I like this. I think I like the slices better.
Me too.
I like
like
the
the
deep fried
coins.
spears.
Really?
Like we had when I worked over at Century, we had the deep fried pickle spears. But I know that Fire on the Mountain does the chips, which are pretty good. But I don't know. It depends on the batter
Look at that.
too.
Sean, show it again. Sean, show it again.
Look at
Da,
that.
da, da, da,
There we go. Yeah.
Good time.
Take that bite. Take that bite.
Good.
Yeah, take the bite. Tell me what you
Ready?
think.
Ready?
I'm gonna get in here too. I'm gonna go take a bite.
I'm eating from the pan.
That was really good. That was good.
I made that.
You did
Good
it.
job. Thank you. Now he's going to expect me to make stuff.
Yeah.
You screwed me over.
So
That's
now
the danger
next
of learning
week,
things.
Next week, what? 2-3 nights of the week? Are
I
yours?
know, right?
Yeah.
Right? Oh my God.
That's good.
It's so good.
Is it even dinner time? Nope.
Close enough.
No,
Well, it's close enough.
it's like almost
Well, I
like
wanna-
5 p.m.
I want to
Oh, sorry,
thank you
go
all
ahead.
for doing this show with me. So
Thank you. It's amazing.
thanks for making Sloppy Joes. So thanks to Jason and Presley and then Sean and Jessica Zodrow. And also thanks to Stacy Halal and John Tim for doing all the behind the scenes stuff. And just thanks to all you watching at home and following along and cooking with Nate. So
Yeah.
we're gonna
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.